Right now, we're hiking into a secluded valley in central Japan. A valley that, in winter, has no vehicle access and is essentially cut off to all except the few determined to make the journey on foot. In a valley so remote in the mountains, you'd think there wouldn't be much to see, right? But that's not the case at all. You see, over the past centuries, this unassuming valley has been a site for mountain worship, drawing pilgrims from all across Japan. It's also where a mining settlement of 1,500 people operated. A mine that, amongst other things, supplied sulfur for military gunpowder during World War II. This area is called Yonako, and in an interesting twist, it's actually only an hour from where we live in Japan's countryside. Before today, we didn't know the valley's history or any way to access it in winter. That is, until we received an email from Narita-san. He started up a new winter tour service that takes you right into the heart of the valley, and he invited us to join. Now, this isn't sponsored, but we couldn't turn down the chance to venture into this remote valley. The chance to see up close its rugged beauty.
All I could do is just stand here and just keep saying wow over and over and over.
And most importantly, to understand the historical secrets that are hiding behind its high mountain walls.
Let's rewind a little bit. First, we have to get into the valley itself, which is no easy feat. The road is completely closed in winter, but Narita-san and his team have put together a full operation to get tour guests in. We meet in town at this onsen, or for those coming by train, Narita-san picks them up from the nearest station. Getting to this point is surprisingly easy. We're actually only 2 hours from Tokyo by train, but from here on is where we start to feel the full force of the valley's remoteness. We hop in a four-wheel drive and are driven up the first section of the mountain road. Soon though, cars can go no further, and we've got to change to something more heavy-duty.
The snowcat has arrived, and I've never been in one before. Actually, neither of us have, so I'm pretty excited. Let's go.
This is a very new experience, I must say.
The snowcat ride takes about 50 minutes, and it's during this time that we get our first glimpse of the high valley walls lined with frozen waterfalls. At this point, the scenery is starting to feel a little like something out of a fantasy novel. But it's exactly this scenery that has inspired hundreds of years of mountain worship in this secluded spot.
Oh my God, honestly, the ride in was just amazing in on itself. It was like an incredible view the whole time. So much fun.
Our final mode of transport will be to go on foot for a couple of hours. We bought our own snowshoes, but the team can also provide all the equipment needed for this final stretch. The plan is to hike up to the 2 large and sacred waterfalls in the valley, stop at a mountain hut along the way for a quick break, and then see the plateau that was once home to the 1,500-strong mining settlement before heading back down.
As we hike, multiple frozen waterfalls tower over us, but it's the 2 tallest at the very back of the valley that we're interested in. These are considered sacred sites and are what first brought believers of mountain worship to this valley hundreds of years ago. But what is mountain worship? In Japanese, it's called Shugendo, a religion that mixes elements of Buddhism and Shintoism with the ancient belief that mountains are where gods reside. By going through intense training in these mountains, believers can achieve enlightenment.
自分で山の中にこもって修行をして滝に打たれたり、それから木喰といって山にあるものだけを食べる。そういった厳しい修行を積んで自分で生きる力を修練していくという、そういった思想の 宗教になりますね。修験道です。
By the way, we joined a Japanese tour group and tried our best to keep up in Japanese.
ちょっと難しい、日本語難しいと思うんですけど、宗教的な。
But Narita-san and his team also offer tours in English.
Look at it. It's amazing.
It's so big, and it's such an unexpectedly beautiful blue color, don't you think?
That's a good point, yeah. I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
And the shapes that it's made as it's frozen, it's actually like so interesting to look at.
Yeah. We've still got a whole nother waterfall to go though, so.
Do we?
We do.
Oh my goodness, how
Yeah.
exciting.
If we can make it down this hill.
If you slip, that'll be great.
Can you get my stick out of my pack? Oh.
It might be difficult to grasp from the video, but Fudo Falls, the larger of the two we'll see today, is 89 meters tall. As we hike up to a closer viewpoint, it's much easier to feel that enormous scale.
I really just don't know what to say, guys. All I can do is just stand here and just keep saying wow over and over and over. It's such a freaking awesome spectacle to see.
At its heart, this incredible display of nature is what attracted people to this secluded valley in the first place. And what's super cool is we know this because of artifacts left in the area.
だいたい250年ぐらい前に建てられたものと言われてるんですけど、ここにたくさんの国の名前が書いてあって、例えば越後の国とか備前の国とか、それから宇後の国、本当に全国各地から信者の方が訪れていて、この不動滝、そのために江戸時代に多くの人が訪れていたことがわかります。
Before continuing further, we're going to retreat into the warmth of the mountain hut for a quick break.
ああ、お疲れ様でした。
素敵。
素敵、本当に。
After lunch, it's back out to discover what else this valley is hiding. And as always, Narita-san is out in front, clearing the way for us as a heavy fog settles in. What do you think?
I think it's very shinpiteki.
Oh my god, there it is again.
I don't know, it makes a pretty cool atmosphere regardless. It's really mysterious, which leads me to our Japanese word for today that we've been using, which is shinpiteki. It is the word for the day because it's so mysterious.
For the second of the sacred waterfalls, Gongen Falls, the fog makes it virtually impossible to enjoy the view. But as we continue on towards the plateau where the mining settlement once sat, it feels rather fitting for the area to be shrouded in this thick cloak of mystery. Because while the falls are big and grand and need clear weather to see them, the valley's second secret, the mine, is much more about what's hiding beneath the surface. Yonako mine was operating for a couple of hundred years, but it wasn't until the 1940s that it reached its peak production of sulfur, a key ingredient in gunpowder. From this spot high in the valley, a 14-kilometer-long wooden cableway transported the sulfur to Suzaka Station, which was then transferred to trains running towards Tokyo. During wartime, mining continued throughout the year, even through the harsh winters. Now, only this clearing remains to show that a whole community of 1,500 people once lived here.
1500人のうちの300人程度は子供だったと言われています。ですのでこっち側が生活の場で、今いる場所が工業的な場ということで分けられていたようです。でその頃ですね、この写真があるんですけれど、男たちですね、男性たちはこの穴を掘って石を掘り出す仕事で、女性たちはこの精錬所で硫黄の精錬をしたり、精錬された石を 包んで梱包して町に送る仕事をしたり、そういったようにして男性と女性で仕事を分けていたようです。
Dude, like, could you imagine what life would be like up here? A whole village. It would be so harsh, especially in winter. Like where we are right now. Deep snow. There was none of these trees or anything like that. Nothing to protect you.
It's insane. Like, I can't imagine being a kid growing up here, just in the middle of the mountains. At least they had tennis courts, from what you could see, and a bath.
And a movie theatre. Saku doesn't even have a movie theatre.
Whilst all the buildings from the mining settlement might be gone, the plateau is supposed to give beautiful panoramic views of the falls. But with the fog still hanging around, we took a quick side trip to another waterfall while we waited for the fog to hopefully lift.
Holy moly, this one's insane. Guys, I think that we're gonna have some luck today. The clouds have cleared. No!
The clouds are clearing and we can just peek through the trees and we can see so many beautiful blue colored ice walls. I can't wait till we get to a view spot to show you guys. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, すごい。バッチリ見えますね。
Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh, it's actually really hard to walk right through there. You gotta be careful.
The hills are alive.
That's
With the
crazy.
sound of winter. Holy
What
moly.
the hell?
How many can we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I count 7.
Ah, なんかさっき行って見えなかったのは あそこですか？
あそこです。あれが権現の時真横まで行った。
うわー、ちょうどいいところに来ましたね。
Whew. We are back after such an eventful day. The tour is a bit more of a premium experience that you would do in Japan, but man, the fact that you basically cannot get into that valley in winter unless you are with Narita-san and his team, I mean, it makes it just all worth it. And speaking of Narita-san as well,
Yeah,
such a good guide, right?
he makes it all happen, really. He's on top of all the snow clearing, and because he's got all the knowledge in the area, you always feel like safe and reassured.
Yeah, so if you want to uncover the secrets of that valley yourself, there's a link down in the video description to sign up for the tour.
But that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye bye.
Bye!